Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, Sairam everyone.
Sairam, Sairam.
We had thought of doing the Mahamrityunjaya mantra today. I think there was a lot of a couple of at least few people mentioned their interest. So we are going to do the Mahamrityunjaya mantra today. I will just read the first slide, the mantra itself, and then we will go on to what we normally do. Tyambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukamiva bandhanan mrityor mukshiya mamritat. So this mantra, I think all those who are learning Rudram would have come across, because in the Kumar is raising his hand. Yes, brother.
Sorry, that was a mistake. Sorry, that was a mistake.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, actually sorry.
It's okay. So this mantra, those who chant Rudram would come across, because in the South Indian tradition or the Krishna Yajurveda tradition, at the end of Rudram, there are a few mantras which are chanted, and this is one of the mantras, Triambakam. And I think it's also popularly chanted by people, when they're worried that, someone is going to die, and they feel, by chanting this, we will be escaping death itself. I think that's a belief. There are many stories as to how this came to be, this mantra itself came out, and so on. So, but I will not go into that too much detail. This mantra is found in the Rig Veda, the oldest Veda is the Rig Veda. Rig Veda has 10 mandalas, 10 major sections, I would say. And the 7th mandala, it appears. This mandala is attributed to Rishi Vashishta Varuni. And it's in a sukta. There are suktas. There are many suktas in 7th mandala. In the 59th sukta, this mantra appears as the 12th mantra. And the Yajurveda also contains the same mantra. There are two major shakas. One is Saitri Shaka, and the other one is Vajaseni. Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda, you can say. And in the Kandam 1, Prapataka 8, its mantra is appearing. The mantra is recited differently by the Rigvedi followers as well as Yajurveda adherents. There are some differences in how they chant it. But this mantra is considered to be very powerful, because it contains the essence of how we should live. That's why it's much more important. So I will just, with that introduction, I will just go into the mantra itself, so we can learn to read it, which is what I think most people are interested in. So, Trembakam yajamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanam. Okay. So we are going to look at the first two words in the mantra. The first letter is a compound consonant, as you can see. There are four components which make that consonant. It, ir, e, and a. Triya. Okay. That's the way it's pronounced. This is the way it's written. Okay. The top portion is actually the half of the. This line here, diagonal line downwards, is the ra, the half ra, and then you have the ya, triya. Okay. The next letter is a compound consonant consisting of three components, which is ub, and a. Mba. Okay, triya, mba. Okay. The next letter is ka with an anuswara at the top, kam. So it's ik plus a plus anuswara at the top, will make it kam. Triyamba kam. The second word is yajamahe. Ya is e plus a is ya. Ij plus a is ja. Plus a is ma. And plus a gives you he. Yajamahe. Okay, so this is Triyambakam Yajamahe. The first two words. When we come to the third and fourth words, padas in the mantra, Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. We'll look at each letter. The first letter in this Sugandhim is Su. Is plus U gives us Su. The next letter is Ga. Ug plus A gives us Ga. Suga. The next letter is a compound consonant. In id, which is the fourth letter in the Thavarga, which is aspirated. E and anuswara. In dhim. Okay. Sugandhim is the third word. Then we are looking at the fourth word, which is pushti vardhanam. Pu is up plus u is pu. The next letter is a compound consonant consisting of three components. Ish, which is the cerebral sh with the tongue raised up. Then ta and e. It and e. Ish, it and e. Ish, t. The next letter is va, is u plus a is va. The next letter is compound consonant again. It's ir, id. Again, the fourth letter in the Thavarga, aspirated. And a. This is the way it's written. I mentioned hook at the top is ir and dha. Irdha. Next letter is na, which is in plus a is na, which is the dental na, and Vardhanam. So Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. Then we go to the second line the mantra. Urvarukamiva. Okay, that's what we are going to look at. The first letter is U. Simple U vowel, short ukara. Then the second letter is a compound consonant consisting of three letters, ir, u, and a. Ir, u, and va. Irva. Okay, hook at the top, and va, that's v plus and another bar next to it, which makes it longer, va, urva. The next letter is ru. Ir plus u gives us ru. The next letter is ka. It's uk plus a is ka. The next letter is mi. Plus e is mi. U. The next letter is va, which is u and a. Okay. Urva ruka miva. Urva ruka miva. So the next word is there are quite 2-3 words there. And so I will go through, just go to the pronunciation now. There are a couple of ways you can pronounce, but we can look at it later. So it's bandhanan mrityor mukshiya. Okay. The first letter is ba. Ub plus a gives you ba. The next letter is in the, it's a compound consonant consisting of 3 letters, in, id, and a. The id is again the 4th letter in the tha varga, in the. Okay. In, id, and a gives us in the. The next letter is na. It's in plus a gives us na. The next letter is a compound consonant comprising of 3 letters, individual letters, in, and r. Okay. The r is the vowel where you keep the tongue up. It doesn't touch the roof of the mouth, but you blow air, which is r. Okay. In, r. Okay, nan r. The next letter is a compound consonant, thyo. So it, e, and o gives us thyo. The next letter is rmr. Okay. Ir, and u gives us rmo. Sorry. Irmo. Okay. Mrt. Sorry. Ir, and u gives us irmo. Okay. Irmo. The next letter is also a compound consonant. It comprises of 3 letters, which is uk and ush. Ush again is the tongue upwards, sh, and e, which is a longer ikara. So uk, ish, and e gives us she. She. The last letter is ya, which is e plus a gives us ya. So bandha nan mrityo mu ukshiya. Bandhanan mrityor mukshiya. When we look at the break, we'll look at the word separately. That time it may become easy for you to say it. We can practice a little there. The last section is Mamritat. Okay. The first letter is Ma, which is plus A. It gives us Ma. Okay. This one actually is Amr. Okay. But I've written it slightly different. I think you may be wondering what is this letter? A letter which looks like an S. Okay. Now this letter is called Avagraha. Okay. Where actually the A is a bit silent. Whenever akaram, a comes in the middle of a word, due to sandhi or whatever. This sign is used, where it means actually that I is akara, but sometimes it is just silent. It does not have a matra. Okay, it doesn't have a count. But some people in Vedic chanting, it can have count, but in common Sanskrit language, when that is used, it is not even pronounced. Okay, it sort of merges with the other sounds. A, and r. I left it there because you will come across this avagraha in many places and you may wonder what it is. So I thought I will just introduce you to that. It's avagraha. Okay, I think that the term is not so important, but understand it as akaram, which is silent. A, and r, amr. The next letter is ta, it plus a, which is a long one, ta. The last letter is it, mamritat. Okay. So far good, I guess. So now I'm going to go into some grammar and meaning, I would say. What happened to this? Okay, the first word, so I'm going to take, is the word trembakam. Give me a minute. Okay. So this trembakam, I think there are always confusion as to how this is to be pronounced because there are many couple of ways people pronounce. So we will look at that also. But it is comprising of two distinct words, three and ambakam. Okay, three and ambakam. So what happens is here there's a sandhi happening. Okay. What it basically means is the three comprises of, if you go up, I will just show you. Okay, I don't have it. Sorry. So these three, so I don't have a breakdown of the three. Give me a minute. One second, please. Something. Can you see the screen now? Okay. So what I have tried to show you here is this three. So this three is made of three letters: it, ir, and e. Is three. Okay. So what happens is in Sandhi, this e, the last one, which what you see here, I will highlight it. And sorry. Can you see? Okay. This e, which is the last letter in this three, when it is followed by a, it becomes ya. Okay. It becomes ya, which I will just I will see. It's I thought it's a bit more. Sorry. So it becomes ya. Okay. So that is what happens in the Sandhi. So the words, when the three and amba come together, it becomes ya. Okay, so that is how you get the triya in the beginning. So I think in terms of pronunciation, sometimes we have some people pronounce it Trayambakam. Okay, because it's very difficult to pronounce together. It's Traya. Okay, Trayambakam, like that. There are people who pronounce it, because what happens is this e and a together become one letter, which is ya. So it ya and umbakam. So it's safer to pronounce it as three ambakam. If you are in doubt, pronounce it as three ambakam. Triya. So because the ia becomes ya. Okay, triya. Okay. So I think as I hope that clarifies the pronunciation aspect, because I know that people may ask that question. Triya. If you pronounce it that, it will be fine. Okay. Three basically means three. Number three also is same. Three. Ambaka means I. So Triambakam means someone who has three eyes. So this we will come back to that later again. I will say Yaja Mahe means we worship. You can say we offer, we sacrifice everything. Also you can say Yaja Mahe means we are worshipping the three-eyed one, the one who has three eyes, which basically means one who sees the past, present, and future. Only God can see the past, present, and future, because there are, all of us say, Shiva has three eyes. He has an eye on the forehead, and so on. That's the way it's pictured, which basically means one who can see the future. Because usually we can see the past, we can see the present. It's almost impossible or never possible to see the future. But the Lord has the ability to see the future also. So he is called one who has three eyes, who knows the past, present, and future. So it also means one who knows the past, present, and the future, who is all-knowing, who knows what is in store. So that God is Triambaka. Only God is capable of that, no one else. Okay. Triambakam Yajamahi. So we worship that Lord. So that is the first statement. So we say we are worshipping a three-eyed Lord. Then the word comes Sugandhim. Su means anything auspicious or divine is called. It starts with the word Su, like Suprabhatam. Su means divine morning. Okay. Suswagata means an auspicious welcome. Okay. So this word Su indicates anything auspicious or divine. Su. The next word is Gandha. From the word Gandha, note that the dha is the fourth letter in the tha varga. Gandha. Gandha means smell. Many meanings are there. Smell, fragrance, which is the most common meaning. So if you look up and see, they will say, "Oh Triambaka, God, we are worshipping you who is smelling well, who has very fragrant smell." That's the way many places they have translated this. But we should understand the word Gandha also has many other meanings. I've just picked two of them, which is relationship and connection. Any connection is also called Gandha. In Tamil, we will say Kandam. That means that which attracts. You see, so it's similar to that, I would say. So Gandha means smell, fragrance, in a relationship, any connection. Okay, all that is mentioned. So you can say divine smell, you can say divine relationship, you can say divine connection. Gandha also means neighbor also. Person who is next to you is also called Gandha. Okay, so what is close to you. So Sugandhim means the one who provides, the way I understand is, one who provides the best connection, who gives you best company. Okay, so who is this Triambakam? One who gives you the best Sangam, Satsangam, that is only God is capable of doing that. Okay. It also means, if you take the word Gandha, Gandha is called smell. Another word for smell is Vasana. So it means good Vasanas also is mentioned by Sugandhi. Okay. That means our actions, our thought, the residue in our heart should be all auspicious. Okay. It also means that. So we'll come back to how do we make sense of this mantra later on. The next word is Pushti. Pushti generally is considered strength, also energy, It means nourishment. Pushti, it's very nourishing food means, that's called Pushti. But Pushti also means fullness, Purnam. Okay. It also means development. Okay. It has other meanings called fullness, nourishment, development. Vardhanam. Vardha means something which grows, expands. Okay. Vardhanam means to grow and increasing. So Pushti Vardhanam means that which causes us to grow, us to be more nourished, more healthy, more vibrant. Okay. That is Pushti Vardhanam. That is also God, you can say. So Triambakam, that Lord who actually is the perfect full relationship, or good relationship, divine relative, you can say Bandhu. And Vardhanam, Pushti Vardhanam means who makes us, nourishes us. He also makes us grow and become full. All that is signified by these words. Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushti vardhanam. So then we will go to the next line, which is Urvarukam iva Urvarukam iva. We'll just look at that. Here also there's a Sandhi. So the two words are Urvarukam plus iva. This and E becomes me, as you can see. Urvarukam iva. Urvarukam iva. Becomes Urvarukam iva. Urvarukam is a melon, white melon or whatever you want to call it. A fruit. Okay, a fruit which actually lies on the ground. Actually, it's a creeper and there's a fruit. There's a vegetable which is actually on the ground generally. That is Urvarukam. Okay. Iva means like or in the same way, just like the melon. Okay. Bandhanat. So here this is what I said. There are three words which are coming together. Again, Sandhi. I'm not going into too much detail, but I hope this explains to you what it is. 1 second, I will color code it so it's easy for you all to see what's happening. Okay, this is not the best. The first word is Bandhanat. The second word is Mrityoho. The last word is Mukshiya. Okay. This Bandhanat, when it's followed by it changes into in. Okay. So when you are chanting it, if you're going to break it, Bandhanat, Mrityu or Mukshiya, if you give a pause, you can even pronounce it as Bandhanat. But when you chant it together as one line, you chant it as Bandhanan Mrityor. Okay, it becomes, instead of it, you will use the word in, letter in. Okay, so that's why it's called Bandhanan Mrityor. Okay, because it's a sandhi, because you're saying the words together. Okay. Then this Oho, this Visarga is here, Mrityoho. That Visarga becomes Ir, as you can see here. Okay. That's also because of Sandhi. I think when we looked at the Gayatri Mantra, you saw Bhu, that Visarga becomes Ir. Bhuvaha, that Visarga again becomes Ir. That's how you get Bhu, Bhuvas. So the second Visarga becomes Is, because it's followed by Suva. The second Visarga changes to Is. So the Visarga always undergoes changes of different kinds when it comes together with another vowel or consonant. Okay. So in this case, it has become an Ir. Okay. Mrityor. If you break it, you can say Mrityoho Mukshiya. That also it's meaningful, but that is just prose. But when you say it in the poetic mantra meter, you can Mrityor Mukshiya. Okay. So that's another sandhi. So let's look at the meanings. Okay. Bandhanat. Bandhanat means from bondage. Bandha means bondage. Bandhanat means from that. Bandhana, that is the noun. From that it comes. Okay. I think last week we had looked at Rama, Ramat. In Suprabhadam we had looked at Twat. That means from. Okay, the word in English, the preposition is from. So Bandhanat means from bondage. Mrityoho. Okay, so from death. Mrityoho, the word comes from the word Mrityu, from death. I didn't want to crowd this with a lot of grammar, but if you have any questions, I can take it up. I didn't have it in the material. The word is Mrityu. If anyone is interested, then I will write it and show you. I will just, because I think you may be interested, so I will just, give me a minute. Sorry. Okay, so the mrityu is the word. If anyone is interested, I thought I will again save this slide, update it. So that means from death. Mrityuhu. It also means death. It can also mean the god of death, which is Yama. Okay. Oh, Yama Dharmaraja. Okay. Of course, Mrityu also says Shiva also has the name, Vishnu also has, like that also they are used. But in this case, I would say the god of death is Mrityu or death itself. Mrityoho. Mukshiya means liberate. Okay. Muksh comes from the word much, which to liberate, free ourselves. Mukshiya. So it's a request. May it happen. Okay. May we be liberated. That you can use it in English translation, you can say so. The last word is Mamritat. It is also, I have not used the Avagraha, as you can see. I had used S sign before. I have not used it here. If somebody asks what it is, I will just, because some of it is, okay, so this is what you saw earlier. So that Avagraha is not there, but I have ignored it because it's silent. I had just introduced it because when you read it online or anywhere in books, you may see that. So that's why I put it there. But it is not essential because of Sandhi, the Ma and A becomes Ma again, Ma Mritat. Ma means not. It also has a meaning me, but in this context, it's Ma means no, not. Amritat means from immortality. So what we are saying, so let's look at this part of the second, from Bandhanat onwards. Bandhanat mrityoho mukshiya. So from this bondage, from this death, liberate. Okay. May we be liberated. May us be liberated. Ma amritat, not from immortality. So the prayer basically says, I want to be liberated from bondage. I want to be liberated from death, but not from Amrita. Amrita means immortality. So that is the prayer. So we will just take a look at the mantra again, meaning, okay? Because, so if you look at this Urvarukam, a melon, when it's ripe, apparently it just separates without falling down even. It will be there on the ground, but it will be separated. Once it is full, when it's fully ripe, it actually detaches itself from the creeper. But it will be present where there itself it will be present. That is this Urvarukam. When does that happen to this melon? Let's go back. When it is smelling nicely. That means, generally when the vegetable is fully ripe, it will emit a nice smell. Like any fruit which is ripe. Okay. At the same time, it will be complete. Its development will be complete. So that is full maturity of the vegetable. When that is so, it will naturally detach from that creeper. Just the way how an Urvarukam, a melon, detaches itself when it becomes complete and it's full of nice smell from the leaf, from the creeper, Bandhanat, Iva, like that. Let us also be liberated from this bondage and also death. But let us not free ourselves from Amrita. So you can imagine, see, Bandhanat Mukshiya means I want to be liberated from this bondage. That means, oh God, you take me away from here. Okay. But we are also saying we should be liberated from the death. So can you see, I want to be liberated from all the bondage, but I also want to be liberated from the death. So generally people think, and if you chant this, you will live forever. You will not die. But you should understand, the prayer also says, I want to be separated from all this. Bandhu also means relatives. So I want to be liberated from all these people also. That is also the prayer. But we don't understand that. So it's a conundrum. So you're saying, I don't want to be attached to people. I don't want to be attached to the world. I don't want to be taken by death. I want to be freed from death also. At the same time, I don't want to be detached from immortality. This is the prayer. It's a conundrum type of prayer. So will it save us from death is the question. I will just go back here. So the thing is, so we have to become like the melon so that we will detach like that. So what the prayer is, even if I am living here in this world, I should become auspicious connection, mean that I should be connected to the Lord. So I will come back to the word Sugandhim. That means good connection. So we want to be connected to the Lord. That is why Amritat, Ma Amritat means I don't want to be disconnected from God. So the Sugandhim also means be connected to the Lord. Okay. And reach fullness. How do we do that? By Trayambakam Yajamake. By praying and worshipping that Lord who knows everything, past, present, and future. By praying to that, we will develop good vasanas also, Sugandhim. It also means we will be fully connected to that Lord. And Pushti Vardhana means it will nourish us. In all levels, it will nourish us. And we will become complete. Our development will become more and more complete. How can that happen? By praying to Trayambaka, the Lord. And through that process, we will become like the melon, which is ripe and nice smelling. So you can see the poetry of the rishis. They have looked at a fruit and see how it is separating when it becomes mature and full and nice smelling. At that time, it detaches, but it's still sitting there next to the leaf. So even though you are present in this world, you should be detached. So we are praying for that evolution. Okay, that is this prayer. And we say, we don't want to be disconnected from you. Because you are the immortality. One who is not untouched by death. Ma Amrita. We don't want to be detached. So this is the prayer. So I thought I will go over the meaning, because generally what happens, so the people will say, oh, it's a very powerful mantra. Somebody's, say, Mrityu also say, people say it is, disease also is Mrityu. That's also another meaning. So we will say, if somebody is sick, chant this, they will become free from that disease. But the real disease is the attachment to this world is the biggest disease. So this actually deals with that. So the belief is that Markandeya, when he was young and he was about to die, when the parents told, you are going to die soon because you were supposed to live only for 16 years. He said, I have wasted my time, and he started praying. Many people think he started praying so because he didn't want to die. Actually, no, Markandeya just prayed to Shiva. He said, if I have to live for one day, I will just think of the Lord. And he was so detached about his own life that God said, you will live forever. You will live for a long time. So he became what's called a Chiranjeevi. He really didn't want to live, but he wanted to be connected to the Lord so that he will reach the Lord. That's the story of Markandeya. So I thought I will just go over those meanings. So I will just like to go back to the word mantra, because we say Mahamrityunjaya mantra. I think we have already covered that before, so I thought I will just talk about it again. Manana means all this we have to think about when we are living. Are we cultivating good vasanas? Are we trying to are we connected to the Lord? These are things which we should contemplate when we chant this mantra. So manana trana sammilitam iti mantraha. Swami, this definition Swami has given us. Manana means contemplating, ruminating, reminding us the significance and the meaning of this mantra. Trana means and fixing and persevering, preserving it until it takes us across. So that means this mantra has to be chanted. We should contemplate on it always until we become the urvarukam, the melon which is fully ripe and mature. And then we will be, even in this world, we will be detached from all bondage. We will be free from death. Even the fear of death will not go. Our body may die, but we are not dying, because we have, how we realize that we don't die is realizing that we are not the body. So that whole process is signified by this mantra. That is why this mantra is powerful. If we understand that we have to connect to the Lord, we should not be detached, we should cultivate good vasanas, then that is the meaning of this mantra, and it liberates us from all troubles. That is why this mantra is called very, very powerful mantra. I also thought some quotations from Swami. This is all about what Swami teaches us. So I found one reference to this mantra by Swami in one of the discourses in 1982. He says, when Mrityunjaya mantra is recited, it is not for conquering death, as it is commonly believed, but for avoiding unnatural or premature death. So some people will say unnatural or premature death means, so you should not die young, or things like that. See, if you look at someone like Adi Shankaracharya, he left his body when he was 32 years old. Was it young? Yes, it was young. You take Swami Vivekananda, he was also very young when he left his body. So that means God didn't save them? No. The thing is, the maturity is the most important. We should not die when we are not mature. Then even if we are maybe 90, 100 years old, we may die. But if we are dying with attachments, then we are dying an unnatural death. Because that is not the death for which we are born. So this mantra will help us be ready for the death, to get ready when the time comes to leave the body, by making sure that we have conquered death. We have conquered all attachments. And that is what the meaning of this mantra and the purpose of this mantra. So we should not take it lightly. And, we will say, oh, it's very powerful. If we chant, there's power. Actually, the power comes only when we practice it. And when we practice it, then when we chant it, that mantra can have power. It can spread some good energy, vibrations. So it's a regular meditation. This mantra is also good. If anyone is chanting Rudram every day, they'll be chanting it once at least. And that time we can contemplate on it. So we can remind ourselves what's the purpose of life. And that's what this mantra teaches. So another set of words from Swami I picked up, you can read it. Swami says vasanas. This is all about vasanas. Sugandhim. So Swami says there are 3 types of vasana. One is Deha Vasana, Loka Vasana, and Shastra Vasana. Okay, you can read this. Deha Vasana means, we are strong, we have health, we have an attractive physique, we look good, we are not overgraying, we are not balding, things like that. We are proud. And not only proud, we are attached, we are worried. Oh, the skin is wrinkled, the eyes can't see, teeth are falling, hair is falling. That is all attachment. So that is a type of vasana. Okay, we have to overcome that. That is Deha Vasana. So I will just quickly read. Deha Vasana, attachment to the body impels one to seek physical strength, health and attractive physique. All the efforts to make up one's face will not serve to alter the natural features of person. Only that which has been given by the Lord will be enduring. You must be content with that. While taking as much care of the body as is essential, we should not have excessive attachment to that which is inherently perishable, temporary. That's attachment, bandhana. The body must be taken care of only for realizing the divinity within. The time spent on costumes and makeup is a sheer waste. It is no doubt necessary to maintain good health as long as one lives, but obsessive concern for the body is misconceived. So that is something from which we have to liberate ourselves. Then Swami talks about Loka Vasana. I missed it here, so I will read that. Loka Vasana is attachment to the world. Okay. It prompts one to achieve name, fame, seek power over others, and aspire for honors and distinctions. So even our possessions, I have this house, I have so much money, I have these possessions, I have this family, I know all these people. All this is attachment to the world. And Swami says, as a result, one develops a narrow, egoistic outlook and fails to realize the impermanence and transient nature of all worldly pleasures and possessions. So sometimes we attach to our body, then we attach to things around us, what we accumulate. Swami, that is the Loka Vasana. From that also we have to liberate. Then the last Vasana, Swami says, is called Shastra Vasana. Attachment to book lore and scriptural scholarship. Okay, can be a source of sorrow even to a great scholar. He feels miserable when he forgets something or when he encounters someone with greater scholarship. The real meaning of Shastra is to acting according to what has been laid down. Hence, without acting according to the injunctions of the text, verbal knowledge of the books has no value. By the combination of Mala, Avarana and Vikshepa, with the three Vasanas, man has degraded himself further. What is the use of attachment to worldly goods when man knows that he came with nothing into the world and will leave it empty-handed? What is the destination of man? Attachments and fetters which bind man. He must get rid of them to discover the divine. So ultimately, the meaning of Mrityunjaya mantra is he must get rid of them to discover the divine. This is, in summary, the meaning of the mantra, Mahamrityunjaya mantra, which reminds us that we should slowly cut out attachment to the world, and we should be attached to the Lord more and more. And each of them, whether it's Deha, Loka or Shastra, should be all used to get closer to the Lord. If we are reading something and studying, it should take us closer to the Lord. If we have a body and it has to maintain, that body should take us to the Lord. Whatever we possess also should take us to the Lord. And it should not take us towards the world, which is death, which we are trying to escape from. So this is my understanding of whatever I have learned. So I thought I will share. I will stop here. It's almost 10 o'clock. I hope this itself is such an ocean of mantra. We can't touch it, but whatever little I understand, so I have shared that with you, Saira. Yes, Brother Vimalesan, please go ahead. Let unmute and speak.
Saira, now just quick one or two doubts. The R sound in between the word, you said avagraha, you said, right?
Okay, I will come to this one.
Yeah, that comes very often in all the, whatever chantings. But I just want to be clear that it should be, when we say chant a mantra or chanting, it should be silent, or it can be pronounced also.
Okay, very good question, brother. I thought I talked about it, but maybe I will re-emphasize. See, in the Vedic literary lore, it is given where it extends a matra, the time for which you say ma, in the Vedic chanting. But if you take the common common language, Sanskrit language, it is silent. In prose, if when it's a classical Sanskrit, if you're reading something, commonly, it is generally, so it's mamritat. For example, if I read this like prose, I will say mamritat. So ma-mritat. That's the way I will pronounce. But in Vedic chanting, ma-trita, they will extend it. So its usage in the Vedic chants is different from the common Sanskrit usage. So I just want you to be aware. So when you are chanting, it can have an extra matra. Sometimes you will have double, triple matras also. Okay. So that is the usage, between the difference between Vedic chants and common reading of or writing of the language in classical, which is worldly usage, I would say. Okay. I hope I answered that question. So you should, as how you use it depends on the context, I would say. But generally, A is not written in the middle of a word, so they use avagraha to write that A. I hope that answers your question, brother.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. And one more question: the Pushtivardhanam, that the first letter is the Pu is what of the Pavarga 1, 2, 3, 4? Which one is that?
Is the first Pa, the Pa you mean?
Yeah,
Pa is the first letter, brother.
The first one, okay.
In the Pa Varga, that's the first letter.
Oh, okay. And also Bandhanad Nutyor, that there's a sandhi and it becomes in, is that correct?
Yes. So for example, if you are just saying in Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiya, means you don't have to have that in. It doesn't change to it. But if you're saying it together, Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat, in one per breath, if you're saying, then it becomes in.
Okay.
So if you break it here, then you can say Vrindanat Mrityor Mukshiya.
Okay.
That's how you chant it. Because many people chant it like a shloka, shloka style, not with accents, Vedic accents. So there you can say Urva Rukamiva Bandhanat Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. You can say that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
But I just want you to be aware that, because if you listen to Brahmins chant, they would say Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. Okay, so that's the difference, brother. Okay, I hope that's clear.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sorry. Brother Dasan, please go.
Sairam, brother. First, I have to thank you, first of all, because we always chant this every day, Gayatri Mantra and Triyambaka. And this is the first day I got the real meaning. I really enjoyed. And not only that, one word, Ruguva, I always Ruguva mistakenly, even my daughter says wrong. I didn't pay attention. Today I corrected myself. And it's very good. And we born here not to born again. We have to detach. That's the purpose of this mantra. You explained very nicely. And even the Kumar name is, I think Kumar will be very happy because his name is Siva Siddhambaram, Kumar Siva Siddhambaram. his son name is Shivam. So it's we really enjoyed, and we can move on these mantras perfectly. Thank you, Sairam.
Sairam, brother, Sairam. I think one sister has asked a question, Sister Vani Vishwa. Actually, some people are scared that when you are in family life, you should not chant this, something like that. It's sometimes our fears are not found on. As you can see, even if you are living in this world, we should live it in the best way possible. See, Sugandhim, that means we should emit good vasanas. People should be touched by the vibrations, what goes out from us. People should feel positive when they are around us. So that we can cultivate, and this mantra helps to cultivate that. That means even when we are living, we will be living without attachment. That's why in Swami's discourse, Swami has nicely explained. We should look after the body, but we should not be attached to the body. We should have the world and the possessions, but for what reason we should understand. It should not be for feeling that egoistic pride that we have all that. No, it is for achieving. If we are able to read Sanskrit, it should not say, I am a Sanskrit scholar. The Sanskrit should help me understand what had to be learned and studied so we can go to the Lord. So it all depends on how we use. And this mantra will help us. Just chanting and studying and contemplating and meditating will help us to get to that point. Whether we are alive or not doesn't matter. When we are alive also, we should be liberated from death. So then we will not be afraid of death. We will not live with fear. We will live with joy. So this mantra is actually a very positive mantra. So if we understand like this and chant when people are sick, people are dying, we should feel it. Whoever is going and chanting should feel. Of course, one day we can't learn it. Every day we have to think and contemplate and practice so that it becomes our life. So actually, this mantra has to be chanted every day. The mantra has to be contemplated and meditated on. That is why it has been added to the Rudram. Even though it's not part of Rudram itself, it has been added. Because every mantra, most people say, you should, Swami has said, everyone should learn Vedas. So there are people learning, how to chant Rudram. But if we do not understand the meaning of the words, it is of no benefit. Because when Swami says, I want you all to learn Rudram, not learn and chant, which is the first step. The sound itself has its meaning, and it is contemplating on that meaning, and slowly every day, am I better today than yesterday? Is the question we can ask ourselves. So that's what I understand. I hope Sister Vani, I hope I have answered. Means you already. I guess your question itself is actually the answer.
Brother, can you chant this mantra? We conclude the class with chanting.
Okay.
Please.
Okay. Sure. Yes, as Brother Kumar, I think Kumar. Yes, anything which we do, actually we should understand, and it has lessons for us to, in our own life. And if we do not forget, then they become very powerful, and they will show us a better way to live our life. So what I will do is I will just chant it to the way I, and then we will go. I think if there are no other questions. Okay, so I think we will close if there are no questions. I don't know whether anyone wants to revise anything. If not, I will chant the mantra and then we can go on.
Sairam, brother, before you chant the mantra, I just wanted to make some announcement here, please.
Okay, sister, yes.
Thank you. Sairam, this evening, today, from 5 to 6:30, we have a Samarpan program that is organized by the Sri Sathya Sai student, the alumni of Sri Sathya Sai Educational Institution. So that is from 5 to 6:30. All the link has been sent and I have sent via WhatsApp too. So if anybody didn't get the details, please, you may text me or WhatsApp me. My phone number here is 416-886-6530. Then tomorrow we have our study circle, regular study circle, 3 to 4:30. So we encourage everyone to join for that too. Thank you very much. Sairam.
Okay, Sairam.
This is Bhavani. I have a question on the word Triambakam. So I've heard some priests chant the end of it a little different. Is that some sort of grammar rule?
What is it, sister?
You know the word Triambakam?
Yes.
That I have heard some priests say different.
So yeah, okay, it's a good question. So I will talk about that also. This Anuswara, that's what you're talking about, I guess. No, the So what happens is Anuswara is a nasal sound which changes according to the place. Anyway, that's good that sister brought up. I will talk about it. So for example, this is followed by ya. Okay, so there are many ways in which this Anuswara it can be pronounced. Okay, there are multiple ways. And in this Sandhi, this is also a Sandhi because the ya is coming close to the So many, there are 2-3 ways people change that Anuswara sound. One is E. That Triambakam. And here, so it became Triambakang, like that they will chant. Triambakang Jamage, like that. Okay, that's the way it is chant. I hope that's what you are referring to, sister.
Yes.
So, yes. So that becomes E or slight differences, but basically it becomes just a. So that is completely pure nasal sound it becomes. So Triambakaya Jamahe, like that they will chant. So that is one way of pronouncing that Anuswara. I did not want to make it too complicated here. Then we are just getting into Vedic. That is not my, my expertise, and I have very limited knowledge. So, but that is the reason, sister. So you will hear, yeah, same thing like Tachayo. That is also same. I don't know whether you all know Tachayo Ravrini Mahe, like that. Again, in the Vedic chants you will have seen. So again, that Anuswara becomes E. That is also allowed. I hope that's okay. But
so
it's not.
So yes. For our benefit as like beginner students, just saying is good enough.
Is okay. It is Anuswara. Okay, so it is. It's acceptable. Let me put it that way. Okay, because you asked me an academic question, but it depends on who you are learning from, and whatever they are following, you follow that. That's Vedic chants go. Triambakanya Jamahe is common way people pronounce, Pandits, Vedic Pandits pronounce. Okay, but if you're going to pause, Triambakam Yajamahe, that's also okay. Sandhi is only when you bring it together that you are chanted that way. And it's a natural evolution of the sound itself. The same with, Om Namo Bhagavate, also they will say Om Namo Bhagavate. Some people pronounce it like that. Both are okay. And there are different schools of thoughts in this, and all of them are correct, and you choose one and then follow that. Okay, sister?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so there's no one answer, okay? Sairam. But I just wanted to explain to you why they chanted like that, and that's good enough, I guess, for now. So if everyone is okay, we'll just chant the mantra. I will slowly chant it. See, in Vedic chanting, so I thought I will just introduce you to that. So there are what I call swara, accent, whether you chant it high, low, or middle, things like that. So I've given a slightly, I've given away, there are two schools of how it is written. So I've given you. Triya is high, Umbakam yajamahe, Su is all middle, Ga is down, Indim pu shti Vadhanam. That's the way it's pronounced. Urvaruka is again low. Ka mi va bandha nan mr yor mu shiya mamrita at. Okay, that's the way the Vedic chanting. You may see it's important. Don't worry too much. I myself don't consider myself very good at it, but I just wanted, if people are asking, that's so the mantra, if it's chanted in a Vedic style, you have to be chanted like that. But we will, for today, I thought I will just introduce you to this, but I will not use that. I'm just going to chant it just simple so that you understand the words. I think that's good enough for now, okay? Triambakam yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. I hope that's good enough. It will be, it's live. If we can, live class, we can listen to each other and we can fix it. But do your best. Pray to Swami. Swami will guide you. That's what I would say. We will close with Samastaloka and Shanti if everyone is fine. Om Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sairam, everyone.